Greetings to all viewers. This is Professor Ankit Singh. We'll now move to the next topic, that is soil classification systems. There are a few soil classification systems which we make use of. They are as follows: Burmester Descriptive Classification, Casagrande's Soil Classification, Unified and IS Soil Classification, US Public Roads Administration or PRA classification, HRB or AASHTO or revised PRA classification. Okay, with respect to our syllabus, this classification is of importance. Federation Aviation Agency classification, Civil Aeronautic Administration classification, and compaction classification. Okay, so there are few classifications or few standards given in order to classify different types of soils. Okay, but mainly in India, what we do is we make use of HRB classification, or which is also known as AASHTO or PRA classification. So we'll look into this type of classification in detail. This is also called American Association of State Highway Officials or AASHO classification of Revised Public Roads Administration PRA soil classification system. Okay, so HRB is also known as AASHO or PRA soil classification. Based on this classification, soils are divided into 7 groups. Okay, A1 to A7. Okay, so we classify the soils into 7 groups. A1, A2 and A3 soils are granular soils and the percentage fines passing 0.074 mm being less than 35%. Okay, so in A1, A2 and A3, the soils would be granular in structure and the fines which would be passing a sieve size of 0.074 would be less than 35%. A4, A5, A6 and A7 soils are fine grained or silt clay soils. Okay, and these soils would be passing 0.074 mm sieve. The percentage passing would be greater than 35%. Okay, so now we'll further look into each subdivision. Okay, so A1 groups. A1 group soils are well graded mixture of stone fragments, gravel, coarse sand, fine sand and non-plastic or slightly plastic soil binders. Okay, the soils of this group are subdivided into two groups: A1A consisting predominantly of stone fragments or gravel, and A1B consisting predominantly of coarse sand. Okay, so as per the classification, what happens is the size of the soil particles will keep on reducing. Okay, so A1 soils will have greater size as compared to A2 and A3 and A4, and it would successively, the size would reduce. Okay, now under A1 group again we subdivide it into A1A and A1B. A1A predominantly consists of stone fragments or gravel, and A1B would consist of coarse sand. Next is A2 group. The A2 groups of soils include a wide range of granular soils based on the fines content. The soils of A2 are subdivided into A24, A25, A26 and A27. Okay. A3 group. The soils consist mainly uniformly graded medium or fine sand similar to beach sand or desert blown sand. A4 group. The soils are generally silty soils, non-plastic or moderately plastic in nature, with liquid limit and plasticity index values less than 40 and 10 respectively. Okay, so we already know what liquid limit is and what plasticity index is. A5 group. A5 group soils are also silty with plasticity index less than 10% but with liquidity limit or liquid limit values exceeding 40%. Okay, so the soils which fall under this specification are A5 group soils. These include highly elastic or compressible soils. A6 group, these are soils which are plastic clays having high values of Pi or plasticity index exceeding 10% and low values of liquid limit below 40%. They have high volume change properties with variation in moisture content. Okay, so these are majorly plastic clays. A7 group, these soils are also clay soils as A6 soils but high values of both LL and Pi. These soils have low permeability and high volume change properties with change in moisture content. Okay, so they are more susceptible to swelling and shrinkage. Okay, so these were the seven major types of groups classified based on HRB classification. So here there is a table given for this classification. Okay, group classification, the different groups and their specification values. Okay, the plasticity index, the liquid limits, usual type of significant constituent materials. Okay, what would be the materials? As I told you earlier that the size of the soil samples would keep on reducing from A1 to A7. Okay, so A1 would majorly constitute of stone fragments and gravel and sand. Okay, A3 fine sand, A2 would be silty or clay gravel and sand, and A4 to A7 would be silty soils and later on would be clay soils. Okay, so the size reduces as we go on. Okay, general rating as subgrade. Okay, if we need to use this soil as a subgrade material, then from A1 to A25, okay, all these type of soils are excellent to good to be used as a subgrade, so these are good to be used. And from A26 to A7 there are fair or poor. Okay, so these are clay or silty type of soils which would show lesser stability values, okay, and would be more susceptible to volume change. Hence these type of soils are not generally preferred for subgrade. Okay, next topic is group index of soils. Okay, fine grained soils of each classification group exhibit a wide range of properties as subgrade material. Okay, so this we have already seen. In order to classify the fine grained soils with one group and for judging their suitability as subgrade material, an indexing system has been introduced in HRB classification which is termed as group index. Okay, so we use this group index method in order to classify the fine grained soils further. Okay, so group index is a indicator number. Okay, I'll tell you how to calculate it. Soils are thus assigned arbitrary numbers known as group index. Okay, so group index is a function of percentage material passing 0.074 mm, the liquid limit and the plasticity index of soil, and is given by this equation. So we have a equation by using which we assign an arbitrary number to the soil. Okay, then based on that number what we can do is we would be able to classify or divide different types of soils. Okay, so the formula is given as GI, that is group index, is given as 0.2 into A plus 0.005 into AC plus 0.01 BT. Okay, now what are A, B, C and D? Let us see. So A is equal to, or A is nothing but the portion of material passing 0.074 mm Cu which is greater than 35% and not exceeding 75%. Okay, so this is A. What is B? That portion of material passing 0.074 mm sieve which is greater than 15% and not exceeding 35%. Okay, so this portion would be B. What is C? It is the value of liquid limit in excess of 40 and less than 60. Okay. What is D? The value of plasticity index which is greater than 10, not more than 30. Okay. So these are the values of A, B, C and D that we need to substitute in this equation. Okay. Now these values would differ for different types of soils and hence the group index value will also differ for different soils. Okay. So according to this formula, the minimum possible value of GI is 0. Okay. Since there is no negative sign over here and all these terms, the least value would be 0, hence the sum would be 0. So the least value of GI is 0 and the maximum possible value is 20. When the values of soil fraction passing 0.074 mm sieve, liquid limit and plasticity index are respectively higher than 75, 60 and 35%. Okay. So under these conditions we'll get the maximum GI value, that is 20. Okay. So we know that GI would range between 0 to 20. Higher the value of GI, poorer is the soil as subgrade material. Okay. So we can use this as a selection criteria also. So GI values will range from 0 to 20 and the strength or stability of the soil will keep on reducing as the GI increases. Okay. The next topic to be covered is evaluation of soil strength. I'll start with this in my next lecture. Thank you.